quick introduction. I know I've met quite a few of you folks, but I'm Kelly. I lead customer success operations at Perchwell. So I see some familiar faces here, there from my different training sessions. Excited to really today go through what are the key things that you need to know for tonight and how I can help get you set up, how I can help you with your templates, with running searches, listing maintenance. And then of course, Wendy, I'm sure you guys know her, but I'll let her.
Love us some Wendy.
Yeah, thank you all so much for being here today. So we are so supported with Perchwell. We've got 5 Perchwell staff in our offices this week. So we have a huge number of things. So if you need to jump into a Zoom call, we've got a Zoom call open all day today, every day this week. So you can jump in the Zoom room and say, hey, I'm struggling with just this thing, and a Perchwell staff person will help you with that. We also have some virtual classes.
Yes,
If you need to go through the intro class again, or you need some help with just something specific, you can sign up for one of the virtual classes. Kelly just ran one of those for us this morning. So there are 5 of us MLS staff that are on the phones all this week. We have some extended hours. So we're gonna start at 8 a.m. in the morning and we're gonna be there till 5:30. Our hours are usually till 4:30. We're gonna extend that an hour out. So if you need help tonight, please let us know. Please email us if you have. Write this email down. It's Wendy, W-E-N-D-Y, at BaldwinRealtors.com. So I am going to be on my laptop, not going to be away from that until probably about midnight tonight. So please feel free to email me if you're struggling with something. I can always reach out and call you. I can email you back some instructions. So tonight, if you're having some trouble or anytime, just please reach out to me. I just don't want you to feel like you're at 9 o'clock tonight if you're working, that you're by yourself. So please reach out. We're happy to help you. Kelly's getting set up here, but we're gonna, like Kelly said, we're just gonna answer questions. We want you to feel comfortable with going forward. So any questions that you have, please reach out and we will, between the two of us, we're gonna get them answered for you. So we appreciate you being here today.
Oh, you know what? You actually open it. Good. You got your list, Abby? Good. Okay. There we go. And to second what Wendy said, we also, if you guys haven't used Perchy quite yet, this is Perchy. Kevin, you can get Sam maybe. Kevin's real, Jeff is real, we are all real behind here. We do have extended hours as well. We will have Perchy until 8 o'clock, and then even tonight we'll have Perchy until like 10 o'clock. So like as you have questions, like please feel free to reach out, whether it's to the MLS team, to Perchy. We're all here to support you today and through the future. And we know like this is not easy by any means. This is a big change and we want to make it as easy as possible. So we've had, oh gosh, so many training sessions, one-on-ones. I feel like I'm a part of each and everyone's team here and we're gonna get you through the finish line here. How many people have attended the intro training or some form of it? Oh, excellent. Amazing. Okay, great. You guys are ahead of some offices I've been going to. What I would love to do today is take you through a couple of the key workflows. What I'm thinking is run a search, create your columns to be able to see every search. Do you want to see waterfront? Do you want to see HOA? Things like that. Creating a hot sheet, listing maintenance, and like a CMA. But is there anything else that you folks want to see today? Or any questions that are top of mind?
That's a great start.
That's a great start? Okay, perfect.
You got that, we'd be good.
Okay, perfect. I feel like from working with your members, those are the things that once you can do that and follow along on your laptop, on your phone, that will make you feel so much better for tonight.
Are you guys, when we talked last week, y'all were going to, I thought maybe happen today, gonna have a more simplified for your initial search and then a detail that has, because this is so busy. I mean, it's got way too much stuff. When we're in a hurry and we're zipping around, we don't need all this crap if we're in a hurry looking. So are they doing that today or?
It's coming in the next couple weeks.
Couple weeks, okay.
Yeah, so we're hoping for later this week, but it might be next week. But to your point of zipping around, it's even easier to just use the filter. So
Yeah,
we'll go
yeah.
through that. That is what we're hearing from working with your members, even easier. They've been wowed by that. So I think in terms of efficiency and making it quick, you might even use that after
Yeah,
we do
I have
allow
that.
you to customize these filters. Now, just keep in mind, like, we are working towards being able to update the filters. We're hoping for them this week, the next couple weeks. We're pushing out a lot of different things. From even when you came in last week, there's new things on the platform.
Okay.
So we take feedback very seriously, and we're always here to help. And you'll see also through Perchy, when we update new features, well, right now, you can see I demo, but you'll see Kevin, real Kevin, and he will give you guys a little update as we release new features. So you will see that here. If you ever see Kevin popping up, or myself, or Sam, and saying this is new, that's where you're gonna keep track of any of the new features. You will see a lot today and tomorrow and throughout the next couple weeks. As you guys, oh, sorry, is there any other questions before I jump on in? Okay, let's go through the top 5 things, and even before that, I wanna also point out one other resource that is different from even when I saw you guys last week. We have a new video library where it's gonna have short videos for everything I'm about to show you. So like the search column templates that I'm gonna show you, super short video. It is not my voice, it is a very soothing gentleman in our office. So you will see how you can create those search templates. So if you forgot what I'm going over today, just go ahead and go to this video library and you'll see a couple of the things we're going, and even more things that we're going through today.
And where do we find that?
This is at videos.perchwell.com, but it is also in our help center. So
Great.
when you go, that one just looks much prettier. But when you go to Getting Started Guide, you'll see for the folks that may not have completed their prior training or not sure how to, or maybe they have team members, we of course have this stuff here, but we have Getting Started, buyer workflows, seller workflows, and you'll see those short videos. So you might see us review the data that came over. As I'm going through the saved searches and creating a search, I'm gonna show you what you should look for before we cut over from Paragon. All of your saved searches, all of your contacts, your partials that are drafts in Perchwell now, have Kim over from Paragon.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's what you were asking.
Yeah, and we recommend reviewing them. Now, all the contacts are uninvited, so they do not have a Perchwell account, and all of those drip campaigns, so search alerts, are not on in Perchwell. So you will need to turn those on, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I did a lot of talking, but I think those were some of the important things to zone in on before we go through a search. Am I blocking you?
No.
So, search page. This is where you will run all of your searches. Now, I know you're a little familiar with Paragon, where you start from the contact, then go into the search. Here, you can start from the search, and then add the contact or create a contact from here. Now, this is, even though we are going to have further customization of this page, there are things you can do to shrink the content here. There's a map you can use. So just to show you a little bit about how to navigate this page, I live in the search. So I always click Start New before I run any search. Here are the filters I was using for an Ono Island search. And then it opens a new tab. Now I have these filters here, but I can show a map.
was playing around with this map quite a bit. So what is the map used for?
I have no clue.
Well, we're gonna give you the answer. So let's say you have a client's location, or it's a very specific location. So they wanna be within a commuting distance of a high school, an office. They wanna exclude certain areas. Maybe you just wanna look in a certain strip of land within like one of the Orange Beach areas. You're able to find a location. This is also really nifty if you're doing a CMA. You can set a radius within like that address you're looking to find comparables for. I always use the Fairhope High School example of if you want to be near the high school, you can go ahead and search for a location. You can do a commuting boundary or a radius. So a radius would be within like a mile. Very useful for creating CMAs within, except you would enter the address of the home. And then if you wanted to do a commuting radius, you can find listings all within, let's say a 15-minute commute. And when you draw multiple shapes, you can even find the shape where it overlaps. So if you want to be within a commuting distance of the Baldwin Realtor office as well, you can do a commuting distance. And then what I do here is I will do overlaps only, and I could actually find the listings that are within both of these shapes. So this is really nifty for, instead of just searching for a city or a subdivision as the location, you can search for landmarks, you can draw shapes, and really find that specific criteria that your client might have in terms of location.
So those are listings within 15 minutes of Fairhope High School and 15 minutes of the Baldwin Realtor's office.
Nailed it.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. But that is one way to use the search. You might just want to search for city. So I'm gonna do my favorite, which is start new. And we're just gonna throw this out. I'm gonna hide the map, but before I do wanna show you something that's new. We have the flood zones here. So if you wanna show different terrain, so right now I have satellite, I have roads, so I can show like literally the difference in how the map looks. And I can also toggle on floods, and it'll show where there's a higher risk of floods. That is something that is newer, that's nifty. And if you're zoomed in quite a bit, you could also show the parcels. It takes a minute to load, but it will show you like the property boundaries. So the map can be a really nifty tool. But maybe you're just looking for filters because you have city, beds, baths, property types, things like that. So I'm gonna pick someone to give me some search criteria for a client. Who wants to participate? Don't all jump at once. Anyone? Don't make me point to someone.
All right, I've got somebody looking in Gulf Shores,
Okay,
and he wants water access, and which will be on stilts by design,
okay,
and he wants a rental property,
okay.
which I know Paragon doesn't search like that. Do you guys?
We'll show if you can have like short-term vacation or
Okay.
long-term rentals. Is
Okay.
that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and say up to $1 million,
Great.
and 3-bedroom plus.
You got it. Okay, so let's start here, Gulf Shores. So I'm gonna go ahead, and city is right here, so I'm not gonna use a filter just because it's right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put Gulf Shores. And then for the property type, I'm assuming is residential detached, correct?
Correct.
You got it. So property type, this used to be class in Paragon. I'm gonna do residential, single family. And then property subtype, which used to be property type in Paragon, so just some small naming conventions. We have in the help center, and I'll pull it up later, a terminology guide, so you can do side by side, what is it in Paragon, what is it in Perchwell. And we'll do detached,
Oh, that's where you do that, okay.
yep, property, right under, when you have the property,
Do you put and though, or is that part of it?
good
That
question.
or to the right?
Good question. So, or we'll say, if you select more than one, like say you say attached and detached, you can put or, and it'll pull up results for both. Now, you would not use and in the subtypes, where it's like residential detached and residential attached, you're gonna get 0 results. But if for some of the features like pools, you can use and.
Oh, for any other thing, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Price you set up to $1 million. So I'm gonna go to price. Now you may be used to seeing the 3 zeros after, like locked in place in Paragon. Super easy way to navigate that in Perchwell. I'm gonna do $1 million, so I'm just putting 1 M and it fills in the 6 zeros. Now, of course, if you wanted to do 1,000, you can do like 100K and it fills in the 3 zeros. So I like to call it a keyboard shortcut. I find it's quicker as well than doing it in Paragon. It'll just be, okay, like you can type the 3 zeros or the 6 zeros, but this tends to be a little bit easier. You mentioned 3+ bedrooms.
Yes.
You got it, so I'll do 3+. Now just flagging this, the exact match, this is more helpful if you're doing like a CMA and you want exactly 3 bedrooms to find comparables, or if they have very specific requirements. More than 3 bedrooms could be hard to clean, you know, things like that. Rentals. So, I'm gonna use the filter now. I am just a gal from New Jersey that doesn't know any of the filters, so I'm gonna search for what I'm looking for. So, I'm gonna do rentals, and you'll see that it already starts coming up with short-term rental, we have some long-term rental, vacation.
Why are there 2 short-term there?
That's a good question. So it is under, you'll see here where it falls under the filters. So there is a short-term rental under showing and a short-term rental under rental type. So it'll always show you.
What's showing? I don't understand what that is.
Showing instructions, so you can go under showing instructions and they'll say, hey, this is a short-term rental, so that tells you people are coming and going while you're showing the property.
Yeah, but if you're doing a general search, you're gonna use the 3rd one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Rental type.
Yeah, and that's why we show all the little options to show if you're gonna select, because there could be short-term twice, like you were saying. We show you exactly what the filter is, and remember, with the exception of a few filters that change, this is exactly how you search in Paragon. So think about what you would be looking in Paragon, and then you can find that here.
Would your short term be vacation, same thing?
So there's a little nuance behind that, right? Selecting vacation and short term.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the MLS queen do that.
So if you want to just go to rental type, Kelly, that might be the best thing. So when you're filling out a listing, your listing could accept rentals. It could be short-term, long-term, or vacation. We do have these defined as vacation being nightly rental, a short-term rental being under 6 months, and then long-term being 6 months or over.
So, okay, so vacation's what we're gonna use.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, if you're looking for like an Airbnb type property where they're just doing nightly rentals, that would be a vacation rental.
Well, everything down here is vacation.
Condos.
You still put short term and vacation, it'll still.
You could do both, you could do all
But
three.
if you do
Yeah.
short term, you're gonna
Yeah.
get ones that only
Yeah.
lease for 6 months or
Right.
more.
So if you put a vacation rental
Short
in
term.
as a short
If
term
you use
rental,
short term, you're not gonna get what
Done
you
wrong
want.
thing.
If you're
Right.
looking for.
What's the time, you know?
Yeah, and the question I heard was if you put short term and it's really a vacation, you might miss some people that are looking for those vacation rentals.
Okay.
So, but if your listing really allows all 3 of those, then I would suggest you choose all 3. Because if it allows long-term, short-term, and vacation, then anybody looking for any 3 of those is gonna find your listing. So when putting it in, make sure that you're selecting all that applies to your listing. But when searching, you can do just one of those or more than one, or you can search all. So, and Kelly can show you how to use the or the and there on searching those types.
Yeah, so to Wendy's point, and again, this is based on what was entered for the listing, we're gonna show the results. But if you do short-term, long-term, and vacation, this is really where or comes into place. Because then you're able to pull any listings. You'll see we have 176 right now with the filters that are either have short-term, long-term, or vacation.
But if you're specifically looking like he is for vacation, then all you're gonna do is, in your search, is use vacation.
Exactly. So
We hope that everybody put it in there right.
exactly.
That's gonna be a crapshoot for the next couple of months.
Yeah, that's the tricky part, yeah. I could help with the other stuff. So you mentioned you want vacation for the rental type?
Yes.
You got it. So I'm just gonna, whenever I like enter a couple filters and I'm like, oh wait, I don't need this one, you could always click the X and it just removes it.
And remember, less is more in your search.
Great.
It often is.
Yes.
So now I have 71 results so far. Now, remind me, for like a raised home or like on stilts, is that what you're looking for?
Raised beach.
Okay, and what do you usually search? Do you just search for
Raise the beach.
beautiful?
Yeah, under style.
There we go. We don't have those in New Jersey. But see how easy it was for me to find.
31.
So now we're working with 31 results. So I'm gonna click into results. And now I do wanna show you a little bit about what am I looking at right here. So, and then we'll narrow down our searches even more. But what I'm looking at right now is, this is my view that I've determined works for me. Where you first start with, do you want, it's called expanded, where it has the little pictures and then the different columns. Do you want a list view? You'll see all of these next to view. So this is gonna be more compact, and you can show more things on the page. Or, you might want tiles, so you can see that little picture, that first primary photo, and then the address, the price, etc. here. So that's the first thing you're gonna choose. So for me, my preference is expanded. And you'll see here, I have the map hidden. If I click that rectangle, it'll pull the map back up, but for my results, I don't wanna see it. So that is my preference here. So you are creating the view you would like to first by selecting, do you want the map or not? And what expanded list tiles.
Look at all those Stephen Harrison listings.
I think that would help you.
Do we? Oh, I see what you're saying. So, this is you. I have these columns I want to use.
Can we squunch the columns?
You
Yeah.
can. You can, and we're making this even scrunchier.
Oh, good.
So for like the bedrooms where it's like a number, we are making it scrunchy. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but I'm gonna call it scrunchier.
That's what I.
More narrow. But we are making it a little bit more narrow because we know, like, for some of these things, like a single digit bedroom count, you want to
Like
see more
your
of these
bill, you
columns.
could move that all the way, cause it's always gonna be only 4 numbers, as long as we're
Exactly.
alive. And, you know,
Yeah, some of them adjust very nicely, and then some of them we're continuing to work through. So then, let's say I wanna see different columns here, where maybe I don't really care about listing agent, I do want the structure type or the structure style that I was looking for. So how do I do that? So you'll see right here, before I start, I have, it's called My Fave. It is a template I created that shows the columns that I already said, these are the ones I wanna see every search. But, of course, you wanna update them, you might wanna have multiple templates. You definitely wanna set at least one default so that you log in, you run a search, and you know what you're looking at based on your preferences. So, I can scroll over, of course, and see everything I have here. So I have quite a few things. Let's say HOA, I want HOA question mark, which is yes or no. I wanna move up a little bit, so I'm gonna click this and drag. This is one way that you're able to rearrange these. But I have an even easier one. When you go to columns here, so you'll see I have new right here because I updated the column template I already had. I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna see all the things I currently have selected. So let's say, like I said before, well, appliances I don't need. I'm not looking in Hoboken and New York where appliances are high in demand and I need to know. Let's say I want to remove the listing agent as well, so I'm just unselecting the columns I don't want to see. I can also click the 6 dots. I know it's a little small here, but when you click the 6 dots, you can drag and drop it up to, well, I have to actually
So
let
it's
it
in
go.
the order you want.
So it's the order you'd like, and then structure. So if I want to show the structure style, which is the raised beach, I can go ahead and select that. It goes all the way to the end, but you could drag it up in there or go ahead and click this. And then once I'm ready, so I say these are the columns I want to use for most of my searches, let's say. Doesn't have to be every one. You saw how easy it is to add additional columns for a search. I click columns. I could either update the template that's my fave or start a new one. So we'll say raised beach template. Now, as you maybe just set 1 or 2, you can go ahead and just like name it my template. I demo all the time, I have so many names for things. And then I recommend selecting one that's your default. So again, every time you run a search, you're seeing these columns, or every time, which I'm gonna show you in a little bit, you create a hot sheet, you click into the bars, it shows these columns as well. So that would be, step 1 was like creating a search, step 2 was creating those columns and like the top 5 things to do. So let me pause for any questions.
If you don't want to do a search and you just want to arrange the columns, can you do that without doing the search?
Yep, exactly. You could do it in whatever order you'd like to.
Okay.
This is as I see, like as I'm going through, like some people don't have a search bar. So I start with running a search and then creating the templates for training purposes, but you can create those columns at any time in this journey. So like if you aren't running a search, you just have like the result, you have that like 5,000 results as an example.
Just go to start new.
You start new and you don't even have to run a search.
Yeah, just go to your results area
Yeah.
and the columns will be there.
Mm-hmm. Were you gonna ask a question?
Yeah, I was trying to think it through, like, how you could,
this contact in.
how you could set that up so within walking distance, add that, within walking distance to
Tim.
the golf.
Tim, we're trying to hear Susan's question and stuff.
Within like
Like proximity to the Gulf of Mexico, within walking distance, I guess you can't use
That's
that,
it, no,
but
that's a filter.
I understand, but could you like add that to that at this point? that-
Yeah.
That search?
So what is the filter? Is it like,
Let's say within a quarter of a mile to the, well.
If you type in walking
less
distance,
than
it'll
that.
probably come up.
Walking distance to the Gulf?
Beach
Can't say
access.
that anymore.
Can't say walking, okay, so.
Beach access.
Beach
So it may not
access.
have- It may not have beach access. There could be public beach access, but they may not have that.
So,
Yeah.
what you
Type
could,
access,
Well, see, it says quarter mile. Beach access.
alright, you do
Just
that.
type access.
But is beach access just gonna show something that has actual beach
That'd
access?
be deeded.
You're
No,
wanting
'cause
deeded
it's-
beach access.
I'm not.
No, it'll have either one.
Somebody,
Right,
yeah.
that's it.
and what you could also do, if you're looking for something that's within a certain distance, you can draw a shape. And then like
Right.
have that, so
Right.
like, if you had, or you can search for like a specific street. If it's like
Sure.
everything on this street is, has beach access, or like walking distance from the beach, that's where the map comes into place, or you can search by a street. So would you like me to show you that example?
I want you to show me how you can actually, to that search you've got going on, I wanna see a map now, attach a map.
Great, so when I go back to results,
Uh-huh.
right
Did you want
here,
her to put beach access?
you just click the map, and I was playing around with it, so I gotta zoom out and go to where I would be here. There they are, yep. So you can see the map, again, this is all your preference of what do you wanna see. And it's as easy as this rectangle will hide or show the map at any time. And to your point
Where
where,
rectangle, I'm sorry, next to the view?
yes, exactly. And let's say you wanna update your results to maybe just this street here.
Right.
All you need to do is see this this little shape.
Mhm.
So now I am
Draw it.
gonna draw it. Now, I don't know, this should be realistic to this result, there we go, and now my results update. So if there is, because like we said a little bit earlier, it's only as good as the agent enters. Does beach access mean they literally can walk on the beach from
That's why I
their
wanna use
house?
that. Mhm.
You can just run the search and say, okay, I see, this is a good example to keep the map. I see on the map what I'm looking at, let me draw a shape of where I feel my client's gonna look because they wanna be Gulf front, they wanna be, what is it, Bayou?
Bayou.
Bayou. We don't have those in New Jersey either. We just have like lakes and ponds and the beach. But you can select, if you're worried about that, you can draw a shape to narrow it down more.
You could go to water property type as well and decide how, because they should be picking, hey, it's a fourth of a mile, or it's a quarter of a mile, whatever
Right.
that is. You could also use that field to filter it down to close to beach access.
Yeah. So two ways of doing it, based on your preferences and again, what you believe the agent entered correctly.
Right.
Is there a filter that's deeded access?
Yes,
There is?
That was
Okay.
in Paragon too, this stuff we're talking about was in Paragon, wasn't it?
yeah, everything's come over. So all of the fields, we haven't changed. We might have changed some names for some, but all of the fields and the features that you have in Paragon have come over to Perchwell. Yeah, none of that has changed.
Can you have more than one search at the same time and tab over? So if you wanted to look at public beach access, and then you're like, well, let me look at what's deeded beach access, can you have, where you can click over, or does it have to be one search at a time?
So you can have two tabs open, like two browser tabs, if you would like to. I know it's a little bit different where like in Paragon, the tab is within the search. It is just one of your browser tabs. And remember, you can, actually, I'll show you a way that could be helpful if you wanna see in one search as you narrow it down. So I think the example would be your client is looking for their next home. You want one with water access, one without to see really what they can get. You can change that from the filter page. That could be helpful. So let's go ahead and I definitely added a couple more filters here. So let me just review. Okay, I'm actually gonna remove the shape because that's gonna throw off the results that I'm gonna try to do for you. So, I did that super quickly, but there was a trash can here, if you ever need to
I
remove
didn't
it.
see that. but-
Ready, I'll add it back. When it loads, we are probably upgrading. We are pushing upgrades to the platform quite a bit, to add new features. So it's just taking a second to load, but let's bear with us for a second.
And they do push those weekly. We've been very impressed with the time that we've given them feedback for them to change these features and push them in has been amazing. Especially compared to the system that we had, was taking 18 months plus to get anything changed that we wanted to change. So they've been very, very, they've just been very quick with that, just giving our feedback and saying, okay, you need it to work this way. A week or two later, there it is in the system. So we're excited to see how quickly they push these updates into the system.
Like in 5 or 6 years. You'll still do it quick.
We will, even quicker probably, and
I was gonna say, yeah.
I've been in, like, I was in financial services before I came to Perchwell, and I worked for a startup where we built a platform. It was a really cool experience, implemented it, and we had, I thought, a fantastic team at my last company. I've never seen anyone move as quickly as Perchwell in my past life and working with other vendors and stuff. So it's very, very impressive. The CS team is like constantly like creating new help center articles, training on new things, so that's my own challenge with the team I lead, but it is so exciting to see that and to come back to you all and say, oh wait, like this happened. So I can't wait when like the printing the one page of all the results come, and then that you get to see those things come over, which will be cool. Let's see if we pushed that to production and it's done. Yes, it is. It's better than me trying to tell jokes. So, for this example, so just wanna like draw this. This is gonna be not great shape, but you'll see here, if you wanna remove a shape, there's a trash can. And up here, now this will remove just this shape. This will clear all the shapes. So if you have those multiple commuting distances or multiple shapes, click the trash can at the top. If you just want to remove one shape, just click the trash can here.
So you can do two non-contiguous shapes at the same time in the same search,
Exactly, yep.
unlike Paragon.
Yeah, you can do as many shapes as you'd like. I have not hit that limit yet, and I try to break it. So, remind me, water access, no water access?
Yes.
Okay. So, I am gonna go ahead, I think it is, I always do, this is my little trick, so water property type. So if you want, I guess this would be beach access, potentially, yep.
Yeah.
And then, let's say no waterfront, so we'll have either option. And then, if,
So you use the or on that one?
yeah,
Okay.
so if we're looking for both options.
Right, okay.
Now, if I could.
And you're gonna get 0.
Nailed it, yep, because for some of these features, like, what is it? Oh, now I'm gonna butcher another name, so bear with me. In-ground pool and gunite, like, they could be the same.
Good job. You
Or,
did it.
I did it! I can come back. Or like in-ground pool and fenced, like, those are ones where and work very well, but or would be like in-ground or above ground, or in-ground or community in-ground.
Okay.
Yeah, so think about that. Think
Okay.
about if it can be combined in one search and like it's like the gunite and in-ground, like that is an and.
Okay.
So with the water property type, I have those two options. Now if I go to results, and then I will go ahead and add water property. And I'll click the chat. And now, what I could do here is, let's say I wanted to go back and forth between them. I can click the funnel, that upside down triangle, and I can just remove one at a time. And then it'll only show the beach access. And then if I wanna add it back, no waterfront, I can add it back. I could also sort this too, if it's easier to just see, let's say I'll just click on this, so this one might not quite be sortable, I'll check with my team, but because it's multiple values. If it's like one value, it can be sortable, so like, number of bedrooms, you can go like highest to lowest, price, acreage, like stuff like that.
And that's one of the things we fell in love with Perchwell when we first looked into this, because we didn't have to go back to filters to change that. We're on our results, we're just clicking those little 3 lines there, and we're able to adjust what we put in there without having to go back to filters. So it's kind of a shortcut without having to go all the way back to
Oh,
search.
that was one of my questions.
Yeah. So you can change those in your results
In
area.
your result page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you show how to do, like, run a CMA?
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
On something else, but.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Okay, so back to Tori's question, running 2 different searches. So like if we're on the phone and we're running a search for somebody, hang up, and then we were working on something else within Paragon, you could open up so many tabs and it would say you've opened up too many. So you're saying in Perchwell, in the browser, we can only open up 2 tabs at a time.
You can open up as many as you want.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no limit. What I recommend, this is just my best practice as I've been using it, is like if a client calls, just click save right away, and then you can go back to it. If not, it actually starts you at your search. So like, let's say you are running the search, and then your client goes, or you need to, maybe you need to add a contact. If you go here, you will also get like any option to save. It'll save it if you'd like to, and then it'll go to this page, but when you go back to search, it actually starts you on that other search.
So I can have
It
a
takes
tab,
you right back to it.
Yeah,
but I can have a tab that's open and I'm putting a listing in.
yeah,
I
exactly.
have to hit save before I open up a tab again to search.
You don't have to. I just do it as a best practice. So like, if you did wanna go to like manage listings, you can go ahead and go here, your search is still there.
Okay,
And then you can go ahead and add a new listing and go through that process.
okay.
Now, if you ever wanna like open a new tab with like manage listings, you can just right click it.
I'm sure I'll have
Yeah.
20 tabs open, just, she makes one.
I have so many, 20 is like miles.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. Other questions on the search page, because then what I'll do is I'll turn this into a hot sheet and then do CMA.
I do, just the MLS number or multiple
Great.
MLS numbers.
Great question.
Are you gonna cover reports as well too?
Yes.
Okay,
We'll do CMAs, we'll do like one page show sheet if that works for you.
thank you.
And there's more, but those are the ones that cover a lot. Okay, so MLS ID. Now there's a couple ways, if you were looking for just one MLS ID, you see this top bar at the top right? Yeah. You can search for an MLS ID. Just like, think about your power search in Paragon. Now that's for one.
So why'd you get 5 million?
So it pulls, so that is a little different where it does start to use, it's called like a fuzzy search where it'll pull up other ones as well, but it's, you'll see which one matches your search at the top.
No, it's not at the top, it's at the bottom.
No, the black.
No, see.
Wait, what?
So
They all
3,
go
2,
back
1,
Oh, okay, I'm seeing the address, I'm sorry, I'm blind as a bat.
and then if you have an address, so if you can search for an address here as well. Now for multiple MLS IDs, you go back to search, go ahead and click start new. Now what I recommend is select the other statuses here. So I'll just select a couple here. And then what you're gonna do is, I type MLS ID, and then you can go ahead and enter them and separate them by a space.
It's not a comma space.
You could do comma space would be the same result, but I hear space is a little bit easier, both will work. And then you go to results, and then it will show those MLS IDs.
Thank you.
Do that again?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
I will do start new. We'll get rid of this one. I will select the other statuses, and why I'm doing this is, and you could also, there's actually another way to do it where you can just like unselect all the statuses. I say to do that because if you're searching an MLS ID, it will pull up any that have any of the statuses selected. Now if it's unselected, it'll pull up everything, so that's probably even a little easier. I use the filter to find the MLS ID. And then here,
Got it.
yep, I put in what I was doing there. We'll just start typing out a couple IDs. And then you'll just enter them like this.
Separated by a space or a comma?
A space
Or
or a
a
space and comma, yeah.
A space and comma?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, or, you can do a space,
Yeah.
or you can do a comma.
Oh, I thought she was saying if you did a comma, you still had to do space.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Yes, comma space, or you can just do
Because
space.
in Paragon, you had to use a comma
Yeah.
and no space.
Yeah,
Okay.
or if you wanna use it without a comma, you can just hit a space
Right.
and just start typing the
Right.
next one.
And just to go back on the fact that you were either selecting or unselecting statuses, if, let's say, a client gave you 5 MLSs that they wanted to go see, well, if one of those happened to go pending and you only had active marked, it wouldn't even pull up.
Exactly.
Is that?
You nailed it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just leave them all. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can either select them all or unselect them all, either way. Typically, unselecting two is gonna be your quicker path.
On the dashboard, when you open it up and, you go in, like, I don't wanna see Fairhope listings, I don't wanna see wherever.
Yeah.
How do I do that, just to where I can have, where I want Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Foley, whatever else?
Yeah, you just teed me up for my next section. So, let's go ahead and just to point out before we create it, the question is, on the dashboard, I don't wanna see all Baldwin MLS, basically.
Right.
You wanna see the specific cities that you work in, maybe subdivisions, maybe a specific client. So, how do you do that? You can create as many hot sheets as you like from a saved search. It's a one-time setup, and then you see it every time you log in. So I'm gonna go to search. Now, for your hot sheet, do you want just one city or you want all three of those cities?
I want several cities.
Okay.
You know,
How about you give me those cities?
Gulf Shores,
Okay.
Orange Beach,
Oh, I put Gulfport, bear with me. Gulf Shores, Orange Beach,
Foley,
Foley,
Alberta,
Magnolia Springs.
Summerdale,
mm-hmm.
Magnolia Springs,
Mifflin,
Robertsdale.
Marlowe.
You'd probably be better off with a map
You gotta know,
search.
you gotta know.
You say not Pharaoh?
Perdido Key,
Bon Secours.
Bon Secours. And that would be it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Perfect. So all I did was select those cities. Now I'm gonna save. And I'm just gonna do my hot sheet. You
Nice.
can name it whatever you'd like. I'm gonna click save. And now I just saved a search. So what we did before for a client, except for just cities.
Wait, can you go back to that just 2 seconds before you did that?
Yeah. So what I did was I added all the cities.
Uh-huh,
I clicked save.
uh-huh.
And then let me go ahead and say save new. I named it and I said my hot sheet because I want to have a familiar name. No contacts, no notifications. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to click manage widgets. Add hot sheet. From save search. And now I will see all of my saved searches. So I'm gonna select my hot sheet, but you could do this again for one city, for a client, for a city with a price range, or bedrooms, baths, whatever you would like to look for. And then what period of times would you like? Do we want like looking back yesterday, 3 days?
2 days.
2 days. We'll do 3, we'll just do 3, 4, 5. Just for this example, but of course you can customize this to whatever you'd like on your account. And now I'm seeing just those cities you provided me. Now, what I would
I
recommend,
love that.
it's so nice, because you set them up once, and you set them up for the areas that you would like to, and I say areas, but city, subdivision, clients, whatever you would like to see. And then what's cool is,
I mean, that.
if you click into one of these bars, so let's actually click into the ones that price drops. And then, remember you created those nifty templates? I have the raised beach template I just created. And then what you could do is click that, click on actually the header, and it'll sort by city. So then you can narrow it down even more. Or, like we did before with the funnel, maybe from this, you just wanna look at the Foley ones, because you have a couple clients there. You can remove the other ones from this hot sheet.
For me, when I'm practicing these searches and stuff, in condos, you've got condos in single family, which I get, but how do you, if you just wanna look at condos in Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, how do you do that without?
So if you wanna even narrow down it better, where you
Go
do-
front, only go front. Let's say you just wanna look at go front.
Yeah, you can do that from the search,
Well, I
so,
know that, I'm just saying.
yeah,
I get
so,
different answers every time.
Just create just a goal
Yeah.
for condo search.
yeah, that's
And
it.
keep it.
And then you save it. So, let me go ahead and take you through that. So I'm gonna click start new. I'm gonna get rid of this.
Just let me look.
And then you said you say Gulf Shores?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Well, it's Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, whenever we're looking, that's what we're looking.
Okay, so I'll do Gulf Shores or Orange Beach. You said you want condos, so I'll do residential single family, residential attached.
That's where I'm getting screwed up, is that
And then-
secondary filter.
Now, if you do want to add the structure style condo, you can, it's not necessary.
Wait, did you just mark detached or attached? I'm confused. What-
Attached.
Attached, okay, okay.
So if you do want to get the, now, again, less is more, like we talked about.
Right.
But if you do want to go to structure style condo, you can, if that's what you're looking for. But again, this is gonna be if the agent enters condo, which they may or may not.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna get like townhomes and things that are attached, duplex, triplex, those type of things that are considered attached. If you go to condo, that's gonna pull out just those condos for you.
Well, even those townhomes, a lot of times are condos.
So what you can do at this point, instead of doing structure style, you can go to, do condo again in your search. There's another one that's called, it is, I believe it's ownership type is the field that you want. There you go. So under ownership type, that will bring you up sometimes those are detached too.
Anything can be a
Yeah, I understand that.
So if you're looking for an ownership type of condo, I would go under that ownership type. And then allow the detached and attached to be unchecked. So that way, sometimes condos are standalone
trellises.
properties that are not attached to another property, but they're still, ownership type is still a condo.
So
So,
for her purpose, she's looking for a Gulf
Just
front
Gulf
condo.
front.
Yeah, typically they're gonna be in big buildings and, you know,
yeah, sure.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So with number of units, can you search that? That might help weed out the smaller
If-
attached.
If you're, we can't do the number of units yet.
Okay.
We are working to bring all of that over. In Superhost by the end of the year, we're not only gonna have the listing information, we're also gonna have condo complex information. So number of units, all of the like bylaws of the HOA and all of that, just in one place for you to grab. Cause we're pulling data from the county, so we're working on that. But she would probably rather go to waterfront, if she's looking for waterfront condos, I think that would be the only two that she'd need to catch.
But in Gulf front.
So you can do Gulf front or Gulf front building. Yep.
Yeah, cause waterfront's gonna bring up any type of waterfront, right? So if you do want golf, you would need to do golf front, yeah. And then that would give her, I think, what she's asking
Yeah.
for.
Did you have a question?
Kind of. So on the dashboard page, you explained the hot sheets and the graphs and the widgets, but when you open your dashboard and there's just, it says MLS, you can pick MLS or brokerage or whatever in the listings. Like there's Frisco City that's on here. Is there a way to customize that to where you're just seeing the market that you?
So that is feedback we've heard, and then we're looking what we can do with it. What I recommend and what other members are doing is they either have my listing or my office on the drop down, and then they're narrowing down their view a little bit. So it is separate from the hot sheet right now. However, we've recently started hearing that feedback for the first time, like a couple weeks ago. So like that one is one of the ones where I wish I could wave my magic wand and be quick, but it's a little more complicated. So what I recommend for now is you my listings or my office,
Okay,
and that narrows it down a little bit more.
thank you.
Why do we have all those cities in our Baldwin County MLS?
Why do we have them? We allow any listings inside the United States to be
I
owned.
do know that.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some kind of outliers there, maybe in other areas.
Will partial listings in Paragon transfer over to Perchwell?
They transferred on July 20th. We did a one-time transfer. So anything created from the 20th to today will not transfer back over, but everything before that did.
Okay.
So if there's anything that's gonna go live, like today, push it live today before Paragon goes away. If there's any other drafts that like are in Paragon now, start creating them in Perchwell.
So I tried to make a change earlier in Perchwell, like a listing price.
You have to do that in Paragon until 9 o'clock tonight.
Still, okay.
Yes.
Which I did, because I
Yeah.
wasn't.
So that will transfer over, just not partial listings.
What date was that?
Correct.
The
20th.
July 20th.
So you have like 30 that you probably have to read it.
Yeah. So if you need to change anything, up until 9 o'clock tonight, do it in Paragon, because that's where listing maintenance stays until 9 PM Central. And then at 9 PM, that will be turned off on Paragon and be turned on in Perchwell. So tonight, if you need to go make a change to your listing at 10 PM, you're able to do that in Perchwell.
So in other words, the partials that were made after July 20th, they're gone.
You would have to repeat it, those in Perchwell, yes, sir.
So like in a few weeks, when y'all update and we can change that dashboard view, narrow it to our area, will y'all send out an email that says like, hey, here's the update, or will we just like realize, oh, we can change this?
Yeah, so right here, you'll see like, it would actually be like a little pop-up, and you'll see something like we'll have Kevin or myself or Sam, and basically it will show you a new feature launch. And whenever we do the new, and we send out some emails too as well.
We do, yeah.
But that's the quickest way, where we push them, we do it like once a week, we do like some kind of roundup, and we'll show you the new features. Now, is there a chance you're gonna see it before we get that message out? Maybe, but we try to get that message out real quick. And then we always have like a training video and help center articles. And of course, like for some of these bigger features, we'll do some training sessions as well.
What about expired listings?
Everything will come over. Mhm.
So
So
for instance, I've got a
everything's-
condo that I need to put back on the market, that we took it off the market, canceled it, in April. And I need to put it back on now, save it as a partial, because I don't want to lose the pictures and everything out of it.
So you could find it in Perchwell. You could they can't copy clone now, can they?
They will
In
be,
training mode?
not in training
No, okay.
mode, but in tomorrow, really.
Do you need to do that today? Or can it wait till tomorrow?
No, we can wait till tomorrow, I'm just,
Okay.
I'd rather, I don't have the pictures from it. And I don't want to see that it's been, put back on the market and all those dates accumulate from, is it gonna show all those,
No, so days on market, so when you take an expired and you copy clone it to a new listing, then your days on market is gonna start at 0. Now, when we talk about continuous days on market, that has to sit off market for 60 days.
Yeah, it's been off for months.
Okay, then you're good. Everything will start new at 0. So I would wait until tomorrow and go into manage listings in
Right.
Perchwell, find your expired listing, copy clone it, make it active, and you're good to go.
I understand there was some team, like if it was under your team or under you personally, is there any loss there?
Should not be. We've
So
got,
you can
yeah.
still pull up everything under the team? or-
Yes, yes, so we've got teams in Perchwell as well. And so anything that has your team name in the listing side, you'll be able to pull that up and maintain it.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
yeah.
And I will show you that real quick, and then what we'll do is we'll build a couple reports if that works for everyone.
So we're gonna do CMA too.
CMA, yeah.
Yes.
So when we go to manage listings, I'm gonna throw this away. What you could do is, this is the page where you'll see, I see all MLS, you will see all of your listing. If you're a broker, you'll see all the listings in your office or multiple branches, if that is the appropriate permission. For you, when you're looking for this, click filters, and then go ahead and unselect those statuses, and just click expired. And then you'll see those expired listing, where you'll then be able to, it's not gonna let me do this right now, but you can go ahead and, it's really not gonna let me do it, but there's gonna be a checkbox. I'll show you what that looks like with a draft, so you can see it.
You can then go ahead and duplicate. So copy clone is called duplicate in Perchwell.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll do one pager and CMA to start, if that works for everyone, and how to print the full listing page. So if I go to search, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to that save search I had, I just hit save, see, it will save it right away. I'm gonna go ahead and save, and I'm gonna go ahead and update the current one, but this time I wanna edit it real quick. So why am I editing it? I want to go ahead and name it for a client, so if I'm like Wendy's search, I can go ahead, if Wendy was my contact, I can go ahead and add her, but she's not yet, no worries. I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm editing it, it won't let me, but there's an add contact button, and I can just click and add her as a contact. Now, I select Ida as an example, as a contact, notifications. So this is where you have your like drip campaigns. Now right now, this is for new listings. There are ways to do price drops, and there's a couple videos in that video library to make sure you can set up price drops, open house, things of that nature. But right now, it is by default new listings. You can go ahead and click me and the client, maybe just the client, and then you'll set the frequency. We are working on additional frequency, like some timing cadences, weekly, monthly, but right now it's immediately, mornings and nights, mornings or nights.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Sorry?
I said, yeah, I don't love that, the frequency options.
Yeah, we're working on other ones. What are you using today? Let me ask you, so I can try to give you a way to set you up to succeed
Well, it
tomorrow.
depends on the client.
Depends on the client,
Yeah, so
okay.
it could be weekly, it could even be monthly if there's, somebody that just bought something, I might set it up so it keeps them up to date.
Yeah.
Time of day too.
Time of day, yeah. So what I would recommend for now is if you are used to monthly, do morning or night for now. Yes, it will be on a daily cadence if there's new listings. If it's a timing, I would say do immediately maybe, unless you feel morning or night is gonna be better. And again, this should be about 3 weeks out where we have more frequencies. So we will follow up with you, you'll see the little pop-up, and we'll make sure that we notify folks when those additional frequencies are ready.
I spy something new there.
Reverse prospecting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So reverse prospecting, if you do wanna enable this search to be part of it, you can go ahead and put reverse prospecting on here. And then one thing you could do is, and wanna like kind of segment the differences, search alerts, the client does not need to have a Perchwell account. So they don't need to have a username or password. I will show you how to share a listing before I do the report, but when you share a listing via a link, email, or text, which just came out today in the desktop, you do not need to have, the client doesn't need to have a Perchwell account. The only time they do is messaging right now, where if you're messaging the client through the Perchwell app, they will need an account, or if you're sharing a full search with them to be able to edit on their own. So we'll go ahead and update that there. And now when I go to my results, let's say I want to start reviewing some of them. So then I can see, is this a fit for my client? I can share them and I can create reports. So what I did was I clicked into the listing. I see the listing details. I see my tools. So if you want to go to RPR, if you want to go to CRS, that loop, you're able to do so by clicking, I think they were called Skittles, or you called them, the little dots, they're just a little bit bigger here. You'll see, this is the agent view, so you're seeing the agent only information. You'll see the map. You'll see documents if they're public, or we now have MLS only, so like it's a little bit of in between private and public. You're gonna see all the listing history. So even when it was expired and canceled with other offices, and a mortgage calculator. And now, let's say, as I'm going through this, and of course, I'm sure you'll put a little bit more detail into this, but I think this might be a fit for Ida. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna say this one is too, and again, this is just for demo purposes, I'm sure you'll put a little bit more thought into it. And I'm just reviewing them and selecting the ones that I'm gonna wanna share, maybe take her to, create a report off of. And now, I'm gonna click Actions. I could also exit this preview right here to take me back to my list. And I wanna just work with these three, now that I vetted them and I did the work as I know my client the best. I'm gonna click Keep. And now it's gonna hide the 10 that I didn't select, and it's gonna only show the 3 that I wanna share, I wanna build reports off of. And at any time, you can click here to unhide any of the results. So now, if I go to Actions here, I am taking actions on these 3 listings. I'll show you Share, and then I'll show you the reports. So if I click Share, this is where I can email the client right from Perchwell. Brandy new as of today, you can text the client right from Perchwell. They will need to, on the first time, first of all, they will need to have a phone number in the contract to be able to text them. And
Can you add it though while you're in there, like you could before with adding a contact to something else you were doing earlier?
yeah,
Okay.
so you can create a contact in here,
Okay.
but you can't edit it, so you would have to go back to the contacts page if they don't have a phone number. Now, we pulled over what you had in Paragon, so if you already had a phone number, it came over.
Okay.
And then you can send them the 3 listings. And then public link, this is where you can copy and paste the link. You can put it into iMessage still on your desktop. You can put it into an email from you. You can share it to Facebook or X. Those would be primarily for your listings to showcase them. And then just to show you what this looks like, now when you send this link to the client will see the client view. I'm just logged in as the agent, so I want to just open an incognito window. Because what you will see on your phone is if you click the link you sent to the client, you are logged in as the agent, it will show you the agent view. So I don't want you guys to think that like it's broken, I promise it's not. The client is seeing this view, and on their phone, this view too, it's just on the mobile. And they will see, they don't see listing agent, they don't see the agent only remarks, the syndication settings, they don't see any of the tools. And in this case, I said 3, so I can go ahead and see all 3 of them by filtering through. Now again, just to those share button, or the share options, the client does not need to be logged in. So like they do not need to create an account, you can share it with them. Now if I go back to Actions, this is where you can contact the agent if you want to say, hey, I have a question about this listing. You could also do it on all 3 at the same time. It would send them individually. So one would go to Shelly, one would go to Brian, one would go to Kathy. They'll never know you're emailing all 3 of them, but it's the same button.
So you could say, do you have a rental history where you have 10 condos selected and all 10 agents would get an individual email?
You nailed it.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
You can even create a template that asks that question, so you can pull it up. So that's a great use case for it.
yeah.
Asking for documents, things like that.
Does it text them or just email
Send
them?
them an email.
It will email them, but it emails again, like, was it Shelly gets his own email, Ryan gets his own
And you
email.
can't set it up where to like text them that, or just emails them?
At the moment, no, but that's some good feedback we can take back to the team.
Tomorrow it will be set up.
Wow, you get a lot of credit here.
It'll be on that little.
Let's call it people much smarter than I am. But that's a great use case there. The other thing worth shouting out here, schedule a showing, we'll open showing time and it'll put these 3 listings into your showing cart. Driving directions is new as of like today or yesterday, where if you click driving directions, you'll see where they are on the road. Now, it puts you at your current location. If it's grayed out, it's because your location is not on,
We are, as the next version, we won't require you to like put your location on Google to get the driving instructions, but this is pretty nifty. We've heard good things, and it's only been out like since like last night. So I'll take it. People were very impressed in my first training today. And then, of course, you want to create these beautiful reports for your client. So when you click create a report, it's going to give you a few different options. So I'm just going to quickly tell you what these are. Then we'll do one pager, we'll do CMA, we'll do show sheet too, that one's fun. So quick CMA is, it's going to quickly do the CMA to show you the comparables like price, days on market. You can select the fields, which we'll go through today. One pager is really nifty. It's going to consolidate the listing into a one pager and have a great QR code on it. Show sheet is going to have different images and the map and key information and a QR code. Media report has all the pictures. That one is less commonly used. We have a lot of agents in New York City that use it, but less common here. Folks love our show sheet that I'll show you. Listing report is going to be 3 listings on a page with the key information. Full report is printing out the listing details page. So you can print out that full page right from here for all 3 of them at the same time. An itinerary will show you the different stops on a map and have a little note section next to each listing. So let me show you one pager. So when you click, a lot of these reports will have for agent, for client. We are adding both, so you can do both of them at the same time. That is coming. But I'll do for client. I'm going to take these with me when I show my client these listings. And then you can email it, you can print it, or you can download it. So for this purpose, I'm just going to download it so I can show you what it looks like. But you can, of course, print it out or email it right from the platform. It just depends on how you're working with your client. And then here's what it looks like. So you'll have the primary photo, you'll have where it is on the map, key details. This QR code will take you, since we did for client, to the listing details page for the client. Really nifty. I was at a listing I was here last week too. I was at a listing and they had all these little one-pagers on the coffee table. It's really cool. It'll show days on market, key information here, your information. And then it will do a one-pager for each of the listings you selected. Now if we go back, I promised you I'd show you the other report. So let's show you the show sheet. Now it'll ask you a couple questions so you can customize it a little bit. I'm going to do my contact information, landscape. Now this one will take another minute to download because it has some more pictures on it. It's a little bit of a different format. But what I've heard from folks is they're either bringing this to the open house or they're getting ready to show their clients this. They're putting this in a folder for them of the different listings they're going on. And that is what I've heard to be a little bit more common. And then this is what the show sheet looks like. So again, you can scan the QR code at any time. It has the description, the key details, some photos. If there's a floor plan, it will show the floor plan too, if you select that, and the map. So just another great way to present the data in a professional format with your branding. So I've talked about CMA. I feel like I'm really putting you on the edge of your seats, so let me show you the CMA. So I am going to close this out for a second. There are 2 ways that you can do a CMA in our system. You can run your own search, or you can start from a subject property. We'll fill in the information for you to start your search. So let me show you the latter. Let's say my client has decided on this home. I want to help them make an offer and help guide them on what they should offer for this home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see within the area what else sold, how many days on market, the price it sold for. So on this listing details, I'm going to hit listing actions, and I'm going to do CMA subject property. So when I click this here,
it is starting to fill in the information from the listing to start me on my search. So it starts at 1 mile, I'm gonna put 3. Now, right now, it's only showing anything from this subdivision, so for this purpose, I'm gonna remove this subdivision. So I have to go a little bit further out, it looks like, in terms of distance. Okay, we have 1 if I do 10. Okay, we have, if I do 20 miles, I have 5. So it will start to fill out the information, like I said, and when I click quick comps, it's gonna start to run the search for me. So you'll see that I have the year built range, I have the square footage range, I have the 4 bedrooms, 4 to 6 bedrooms, 5+ baths. I can continue to change this on my own if I'd like, or add any other filters. But just for this purpose, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm looking at these 5 listings in the subject property for my comparables. I'm gonna select them all. I'm gonna click next. It shows the subject property. Then I see active and sold. We'll click next. And then it's asking me what fields do I want to show on this quick CMA. I can have up to 9, so I'm going to keep these right now. I'm actually going to add year built, that one I'm looking at as well. If I select open links externally with your branding, this will allow you to, the client or the agent can click on the address in the CMA and it'll open up the listing details page. I'm going to recommend include my contact information, include the summary section, so it will do the min, max, median, average of each section too, for active and coming soon, and then closed and expired.
So is that the most comparable to search results summary that we had in Paragon?
Yeah, so you can do it either way. So this way is just more of a shortcut than going into search and trying to put all of your criteria in and putting it on the map. This kind of puts those values in for you already.
I was a huge fan of search results summary when you had your listing selected.
Yeah, you're gonna see the report's gonna look very much like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was there a time frame that you could put in there? Could you select just the last 90 days?
Great question. So let me close this out for a second. If I go to filters, so again, it pre-populated items from the listing details page, and it puts 180 for close. But if you click it, you can change it to any time frame you'd like. So what I could have done, since I didn't have a whole lot of comps, maybe I do go back 365 days, or to your point, you can do 90, and you can type that out based on what you're looking for the close date. So maybe I'll get a little spicy and I'll put that.
Can you type in something other than numerical?
Yes, you can do date ranges.
You can do like
Date, oh yes.
last year, this year, etc.
Good question. So you will use this for many purposes. So these are good questions. So if you click on here, so like right now, this is like 365 days back. If you do date range, you can go ahead and select the date range that you're looking for. So like if you were gonna do, let's say, a quarter, and you can do the date frame for the quarter. If you wanna do a reporting window, so year to date, you can do that as well, where you set that initial fixed date of, in this example, the beginning of the year, and it'll continue to add more and more listings as you go over time.
When you first started that and you put in within a mile, I guess this, never mind, it doesn't matter. I was thinking in a condo, you wouldn't need that. And so, but it's still gonna be within a mile, so it doesn't matter.
Nailed it, yeah. And to Wendy's point earlier, like you could do it from your search from scratch, where you put the address. Remember when I used Fairhope High School, you would just do the address of your listing and then do the radius within a mile.
Gotcha.
That is the way you could do it from there too. I find this helpful, this is my preference, but other agents are saying, no, like I'm gonna run the search from the beginning and do the radius like that. So now I have quite a few more listings because I did a year back. We'll do next.
Can I ask a question? What if you only wanted to select like 5 of those and you want to hide the other ones?
Great question.
Is there a way to do that?
So if you want to just
let's say, this works very similar to the search page, where if you wanted to just select like these 5 as an example, that's all you do. And then you'll see, when you click next, only these 4 are gonna be on the report. So it's up to you whether you select them all, whether you vet them a little bit, so maybe as you are like looking at this, you're like, this one was newly renovated, this isn't gonna be a fix, like as you're scrolling through the pictures. And then I go back to here where I can go ahead and select the different values. Remember to click include exact address for if and I'll show you what it looks like, you can open up a listing details page. You click next, you can email it from here, print or download. And then when you go ahead and download it, you'll see the quick CMA. So it starts with the subject property. It'll show the averages of active, coming soon, closed, all of them. And then you see any active and coming soon, what the average, median, min, and max are. Same with closed. If you do want to open them, you can go ahead and click on the listing, and then it'll show each listing details page. And then you could then make a recommendation of how to price the home, or if you're doing the buyer's journey, what to make an offer on.
So that comparables 12 I see there, where it gives min, max, et cetera, that still can only be read vertically, right? I don't know if I make any sense. The biggest confusion in search results summary when you share it with a client, they would read left to right. Okay, this is a 5-bedroom that sold for $1.5 million and was 300 days on the market. No, those are all, could be all different properties. You know what I'm saying? Because the most bedrooms was 5, the highest price was 1.5, and the most days on the market was 300. Doesn't mean that's all the same listing. Does that make any sense, Emily?
So what you are referring to is when you're creating the quick CMA, or just running a search in Power?
Search.
Where it has like those bars and those like boxes, and it has like, to your point, days on market, and it's summarizing all these results, right?
Like at the top, it would have list,
Yeah.
list price and the max, right there, that right there.
Mm-hmm.
The average list price was 3.18, but obviously it wasn't a 5.7 bedroom. You can't read it left to right.
I see what you're saying. So we
And that's
are,
what clients always want to do, is look at that. They would say, oh, so this was a 5.7 bedroom house at 3.15. That was 110 days on the market. No, that's just the average of
Summary
all.
of the 12.
That's-
It's not one property.
Yeah, right.
you nailed it.
I always have clients wanting to read those left to right. Like, no, you can't do that. It's not the same property when you read left to right.
I see. Yeah, so what you're gonna do if they want to read it like left to right per property is you're gonna say, skip this, come back to the top later, and then here is where you'll see each individual property information.
Got it.
So, and then you can say, okay, like if they read it that way, if that's your preference, you'll say, okay, start with active and coming soon, click into the pages, go ahead and play around. This is for each listing, and then go back up and read the averages after.
Thank you.
But I hear your feedback, where I guess your preference would be, you wanna show this at the bottom.
Well, there's no, I mean, I know how to read it, but I'm just saying, if you put that in front of a client,
I hear
they're
you.
gonna try to say
There's
that.
no way to really change it.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
just wanted to know if it was any different. And it's the same.
Okay.
That's not a problem, it's just, you need to know it.
What
Yeah.
does it mean by 5.7 beds?
That was the average number of bedrooms.
Yeah.
Of the
Okay.
12.
Of those 12 listings, the average was 5.7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your broker prefers median though, he likes to look at 6.
Yeah, so you don't need that